Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Faiz bin Muhammad Noor. I will introduce to you about the background of latest Pasir Gudang pollution caused by Sungai Kim Kim toxic waste. Have you ever heard of Kim Kim River water pollution? If you want to know, this is the first big-scale chemical pollution in Malaysia on 7 March 2019 at Pasir Gudang, Johor. The pollution affected 6,000 people and hospitalizing 2,775 people. Most of the victims were school students. 110 schools located near the river were subsequently closed. Dumping location under a bridge in Kota Masai on 6 March. The first wave of toxic pollution happens on 7 March, which result total 103 victims in surrounding area. The second wave happens on March 11 and third wave happens on March 12, which resulting total 366 victims in surrounding area. Next, I will pass to Mama Arfan to tell you about the how this happened.
Thank you, Muhammad Faiz. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Arfan Hafiz bin Shahuri. In this video, I would like to present about the causes of toxic pollution in Kim Kim River. Pasir Gudang has thrust into the spotlight after being reported with 2 incidents of toxic chemical pollution in a row. The first incident was reported in March 2019. According to the National Police Chief, the incident of Kim Kim River pollution was due to illegal dumping of scheduled waste in the river. A tanker lorry from outside Pasir Gudang dumped 2.4 tons of chemical waste that released benzene, acrolein, hydrogen chloride, methane, and other dangerous chemical waste. The incident occurred near Kota Masai on night of 6 March 2019. 2 main suspects were charged at the Johor Session Court on 25 March for illegal disposal of chemical waste into the river, and their company, P-Tech Resources, was slapped with 15 charges to which they pleaded not guilty. Both of them have been charged earlier in the same court for conspiring with the lorry driver to dispose the scheduled waste into the river. This diagram shows the location of dumping site of the chemical waste in Pasir Gudang. The second incident was reported in June 2019 near Pasir Gudang Industrial Area. According to Malaysia's Housing and Local Government Minister Zuraida Kamarudin, this incident was due to the high concentration of methyl mercaptan in the industrial area. The airborne pollution were caused by the leftover chemical waste which had previously polluted Kim Kim River that was supposed to have been cleaned up in the first incident. Next, I will pass this presentation to Muhammad Nur Faris to talk about the effect of this toxic pollution.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Nur Faris bin Muhammad Nazri, and I will explain about what's the effect of toxic pollution at Kim Kim River, Pasir Gudang, Johor. Firstly, what is the effect of toxic pollution for human? Since the pollution happened, many students and workers from 2 schools near the Kim Kim River get affected. Many students fall ill and having breathing difficulties because of the toxic fumes. This is because the toxic fumes is freely released after combined with strong wind and make people sick. This is because of the authorities not dispose the chemical correctly. After a long moment, many students in Pasir Gudang get nausea, dizziness and vomiting after inhale toxic fumes, and also some of students brought to hospital after faint with many symptoms. 21 students from school is warded and was transferred to emergency or ICU because of the toxicity from the Kim Kim River. More, air poisoning also affected 106 to 207 victims and become more worse and affect more people. Next, the toxicity particle of air poisoning also cause irritation of eyes, nose, and throat, and also cause suffocate and systemic effect and more serious including respiratory condition. For example, air pollution can also cause long-term damage to people's nerve, brains, kidney, liver, and other organ, like asthma attack and bronchitis that exacerbate heart disease and due to heart attack, also heart failure and lastly die. The situation become more worse and the total almost 1.3 km are polluted section in river. Besides that, the toxicity also affect the community of animal in the river. For example, freshwater fish and other animal in river is die and affect the food chain of animal. A resident said that the river is turning into black and many animals die because of the high toxicity. For example, is a toxic chemical pollution from a factory at Kim Kim River in Pasir Gudang, Industrial Area Johor, Malaysia in 2019. In total, toxic fumes is affect almost 6,000 people and hospitalized 2,775 and most of the patients is students. Also, 111 of schools were ordered to close to keep saving people's health. This is because of the waste were dumped from the tanker into the Kim Kim River easily. And this is the data of the effect from the toxicity problem. And this photo is show how chemical dumping affect Pasir Gudang. On 6 March, chemical is start to being dumped, and on 7 March, 103 victims were recorded, and on 11 March, 106 victims, and 12 March is 260 victims, and lastly, 13 March, 506 total victims, and all 111 schools in Pasir Gudang were closed. Next, what is the material of the toxicity? The category of the toxicity is contain methane and benzene. The toxic gas also emitted and include acrolein, acrylonitrile, ethylbenzene, hydrogen cyanide, toluene, and also the others. And this photo is shown the type of chemical and what is the effect for our health. And there is also the news about the toxic pollution at Kim Kim River. Next, the Malaysian Fire and Rescue Director Muhammad Hamdan Wahid taking responsible to taking action on this problem. And lastly, the toxicity problem almost affect the Singapore because the Singapore is near at the Johor. But the situation still were controlled and safe for people in Singapore. And this photo is shown the newspaper with the title River Under Constant Watch about the Kim Kim River pollution that happened in Johor. And lastly, this photo show us that the workers is checking the quality of water at Kim Kim River after the toxic chemical pollution happened.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Wan Daniel Afizi bin Wan Muhammad Zukri, and I will be talking about the mitigation or the actions that were taken to reduce the impact from the pollution. When the Kim Kim River was polluted, the residents living in Pasir Gudang had suffered serious health problems. Due to the uprising cases, the government decided to take drastic measures by securing the area through a declaration of an emergency. This way, residents living nearby need to be cautious and to keep them away from the affected site. Schools in the area were forced to shut down to prevent students from inhaling harmful fumes. The river was not cleaned immediately because it might cause a chemical reaction and releasing more toxic into the air. Therefore, the Department of Environment decided to take a sample and identify the chemical that was contaminating the river. During the research, military force was tasked to control the area to keep others away from the affected site. Furthermore, the Health Ministry provided affected families medical assistance and examinations. For those who were in severe condition, was taken to the ward for intensive care. After the chemical was identified, the experts can start cleansing the river from the toxins safely and effectively. All in all, The government spent around 8 billion ringgit for research and compensation for the families, and it was the right move to make. Now, I will hand over the microphone to Muhammad Akif to conclude this case study.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Akif Ali bin Jalani, and I would like to make the conclusion about this case study. In conclusion, there are lots of lessons we should learn from this issue. We should take the necessary actions to overcome it, as we desperately need further serious action to protect our environment in order to have a better quality of life, not only for humans but for other living creatures as well. The responsible parties such as government, individuals and community should play their roles in taking care of the environment. There will be more cases like Kim Kim River if we fail to protect our environment. Thank you. This is all our reference for this case study. That's all from us. Thank you.